This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. Uh, so thank you, Twinkle. Thank you for taking your time to attend this walkthrough session. So what we'll do over here is I'll walk you through the entire syllabus of IFRS 9, the self-study module, and also I'll discuss how does the self-learning module progress, right? So what is it all about, and how do we work around that? So that's the part that we are going to talk about, right? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So So this is the syllabus that I had shared with you, right? On
Yes.
where, yeah. So on IFRS 9, I had shared the. So this is the framework of the syllabus that I had shared with you. This is divided into broadly. It is divided into three modules. The first module is Introduction to IFRS 9 and its components, which comprises of walk through the concept of provisioning, background of IFRS 9 and the journey from an incurred loss approach to the forward-looking IFRS 9 framework. The second component over here involved in this first module is the introduction to the components of IFRS 9 and their respective estimation approaches. When I say introduction to the components of IFRS 9 and estimation approaches, what I essentially mean is I'm referring to the concepts of PD, LGD, EAD. Within PD, I'm talking about the next 12 months PD estimation. Then I'm talking about the lifetime PD models. I'm talking about the LGD, the non-default LGD, default LGD models, and the EAD models. So I'm kind of talking about their framework, right? And the third was the introduction to the impairment regulatory landscape because IFRS 9 and then the impairment framework had undergone a very, a detailed change, a very prominent change since the provisioning, since COVID-19 and the pandemic. So post the pandemic, what changes have happened? Because during the pandemic, there was a moratorium which was in place. There were other payment relief programs which were conducted by the government in India and abroad, and they had impacted they had impacted the modeling
Okay.
framework, right? They had impacted the flow rates and they had impacted the banking portfolios to quite a significant extent. So, what has been the impact of this model development is something that we want to talk about. The second point, the second module over here comprises of talking of the feeder models, right? The PD, LGD, EAD models, talking about the overall modeling methods of the PD methods, then concept of next 12 months PD, marginal default and the modeling approaches, concept lifetime PD, modeling the macroeconomic variables, time series data, and concept of modeling LGD and EAD. The third module focuses on testing framework or the uh, stress testing the framework for IFRS 9, the Bank of England and PRA guidelines, and the stress test methodology framework. So this is broadly the framework that we have for IFRS 9. Now, moving from there, yeah. Okay. So from here, the next part discusses the detailing of the framework. So each of these framework that we have seen over here is detailed over here, right? What kind of case study and things are there? So that has been discussed over here. We have introduction to the international reporting standards, IFRS standards, concept of the feeder models, the new bad definition, NGDAD modeling framework. So this is mostly you know the kind of the syllabus that we have over here. Now, so I think so. Are you clear with the broad framework that we have for
Yes.
this model? Okay.
Yes.
So now, so when I say, now the next question is that when I say self-study or self-learning module, what
Mhm.
is it actually?
Yes.
So do you have a question over here, Twinkle? Any questions out here?
No, I don't have any question regarding the syllabus, but I want to know like two things. First is in case of self-learning module, like, will I get any help from you? Like what
Yeah,
when?
yeah, I'm coming to that. I'm coming to that. I'm coming to the entire logistic over here.
Yes.
So that is the entire idea behind conducting this session.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So over here, so this is the folder where the entire content on the IFRS 9 video recording is, so the entire content of IFRS 9 is hosted over here, right? So the first content that you have is in terms of the video recordings. Now these video recordings are divided into different groups. The first folder is talking about the IFRS 9 guidelines and the component models. The next is IFRS 9 behavior point in time PD model development. Then the next is origination PD model development. Over here you have the model development of lifetime PD, LGD, EAD models. And over here you have the macroeconomic model development using time series, right? So let's visit some of the folders. So I've been preparing these folders. So I think some of them may not be completed. So before I hand it over to you, I'll complete the entire thing and I'll hand it over. So the first set of in the first part where so this comprises to your module one, right? Module one, part one. So here there
Mm-hmm.
are 17 videos discussing end to end how the how IFRS 9 works, right? So let's say for
Okay.
the first video that I have over here, it talks about the loss distribution of a bank and the financial statement overviews, right? From
Mm-hmm.
here we go to discuss the provisioning frameworks and IFRS 9 evolution. Once that is done, then we talk about under the asset classifications. Then you have IFRS 9 overview, so which
Mm-hmm.
covers the entire, the framework of IFRS 9, like generalized approach, simplified approach, within generalized approach, what are the concepts, things like that.
Okay.
Now this is followed by day 5. So when I talk about IFRS 9 overview, I am including all the conditions for staging, SICR, and everything, right? Now, this is the part where we talk about the COVID moratorium case study. So, because of the moratorium, what had to be the impacts and so on. So, the moratorium case study has been discussed over 2 sessions. Now,
Mm-hmm.
here we start talking about the ECL calculation components. Now, over
Okay.
here, so when I talk about the yes, tell me. Okay.
Yes. No.
So,
Yes. Yes. Huh.
yeah. So over here, I am talking about the ECL calculation component, which involves calculating the next 12 months PD, lifetime PD, LGD, EAD, and everything. So the summarization is done over there, over here, right? Over here, we have stage one PD model development framework. So how am I developing the stage one PD? The stage one LGD. So stage one LGD model development framework.
Mm-hmm.
So over here, we are reviewing the PD methodology overview. So what are the different kind of the PD models? The Markov chain framework, where I talk about the rule rate model transition matrices. Over here, we start talk about logistic regression. Over here, we have the logistic regression case study on a pure point of sales data, which talks about how this has been, how is the model developed and so on. Stepwise selection framework in logistic regression. So here we talk about the logistic regression model development, model building, concept of generalized linear regression,
Mm-hmm.
and so we finish off with, so the first folder ends with the uh, you know the generalized linear regression framework. So basically over here, what we have seen is that if I have to develop a PD model, the logistic regression is a framework, uh, how to interpret the results, how is it occurring and everything, so that everything is documented over there, right? So what are the steps of model building, how is the variable selection done, once you have developed a model iteration, what are the steps that you need to look into. So all those parts are documented over here, right? uh, right, so here what we so this is the first part. Now comes the second part of model development. So this is the behavior PID development on a personal loan model. So basically, let's say I have a personal loan as a product and I want to compute the point in time PD for that personal loan model. How will I be doing it, right? So over here we have so basically, once I have the data, I'll divide it into development and validation, holdout validation. And once I've divided into development and holdout validation, I'll look into the representativeness analysis, right? I'll look into the model, the sample representativeness. So once that is done, so how do we study the representative analysis? And one of the method that we use are the ranks and plot methods. So how is it done? How does the information value work over here? So logistic regression, point-in-time PD, personal loans, uh, information value approach. So basically, it often happens that you see that you have a model where a variable has a very good information value on the development data, but when that variable is applied onto the validation data, the variable loses its hold. So we actually see how to analyze this information value framework, right? We look at the SAS code for sample representativeness checks, continuous variable checks, all variable checks, and yeah. So from there, how to compute the weight of evidence in SAS and everything. So this folder will demonstrate you the end-to-end development of a PD point in time PD model, a behavioral PD model, and it will delve deep into the different structures of that right from the coding perspective, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. Over here, you have variable selection, you have statistical significance sign tests, the variable selection, multi-collinearity tests, and so on. So over here, you would have 14 recordings which will help you cover the development of a point in time PD model end to end, right? Okay. The
Okay.
third folder that I have over here is the origination PD, because when we are dealing with uh, when we are dealing with IFRS 9 models, the behavior PD and the other PD, like the origination PD and the behavior PD, would be uh,
Mm-hmm.
would be required, right? Because that is a very core portion of assessing the significant increase in credit risk. So we will focus on developing these two, right? So over here you have introduction to origination PD scorecards, and over here you have the development exercise step by step. So basically you have introduction to origination scorecards, origination PD, how does origination PD work, what is the marginal accept approach, overall accept approach, uh, overall steps of developing again your logistic regression, origination estimation, model performance, and validation curve. So this will give you an overall structure of developing the origination scorecards, right? And
Got it.
over here you come to the step-by-step development of the application scorecard, how to frame how to design how to create a model design of application scorecards and origination scorecard. So this is what you will see step by step, right? What is a known good bad model? How do you prepare that for a known good bad model? How is data preparation done? How is the information value computed and everything?
Okay. Okay. So I believe this is like the entire syllabus of IFRS 9, right?
Correct.
Okay. Okay.
Right. So over here we have the components of lifetime PD, LGD, and EAD development framework. Right. Now, though you see that there are just three videos, right? But each
Hmm.
of these videos are, so they cover these discussions with a lot of, so each of them is around 6 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. So these are very long videos because when I'm talking about these methods, so they have been covered in very details, right? So over
Hmm.
here you will see these three videos. So this video covers the survival. So this is around 5 hours, 5.5 hours. That was 6 hours 12 minutes. This I think is again around. This is 2.5 hours. So you have 13 to 15 hours of videos over here, which demonstrates the entire components of IFRS 9 from model development, model valid, development of models, lifetime PD, LGD, AD, everything, right? So you will get the end-to-end development frameworks over here, and over here, this part talks about an end-to-end time series model development. Like you have the PD model development, end-to-end PD model development, end-to-end origination PD, behavior PD. So this is a section only entirely on time series, right? So
Hmm.
it shows how time series models can be built end-to-end with SAS codes, with description, everything. So this portion deals with time series in details along with the SAS codes. Clear?
Okay. Yes. Okay, so like Tanmada, I have few questions. Actually, this particular field of IFRS 9 is like very new to me. I previously worked in audit field, so basically, even since this is completely new to me, and I am currently working in the IFRS 9 stress testing team of HSBC. I have just joined like
Okay.
it's 9 to 10 months. So since
Okay.
this is very new to me, even I am confused, and like after going through the entire syllabus, what I felt is like it's a very detailed, and it's a very broad and vast like kind of syllabus. So like
Correct.
any suggestions that I mean, uh, I don't feel like the entire thing is at the moment needed, at least for me. So any suggestions, like how can I begin with it,
Yeah.
or
So I'm
any
coming to that part.
process?
I'm coming to that part. I'm coming to that part.
Uh-huh.
So over here, so first just let me complete the walkthrough of the drives and then I'll come to your question. I'll come to that. So over here in this part, so you have all your regulatory guidelines, documents, everything kept over here for your reference, right?
Mm-hmm.
Over here you have an Excel summary. So basically the classes that has been done, all the whiteboard works have been shared over here. So that you, as you go through the sessions, you can always refer to these whiteboard works because a lot of whiteboard work has been done. And over here you have all the respective Excel sheets that are kind of kept over here,
Mm-hmm.
right? Now, and this part contains all the code sheets and everything that is.
Mm-hmm.
Now, coming to your question, Twinkle, very specifically, that which part of this is relevant. Now,
Hmm.
I suggest the entire part should be relevant because IFRS 9 is like an engine. Okay, you have to
Yes.
go step by step through. Now, this module is designed not only keeping in mind stress testing, that continuous stress testing has to be uploaded here. It is not only
Hmm.
about stress testing, it has been designed to help a candidate shift or to move into the domain of model develop IFRS 9 model development and validation, right? Now the
Okay.
question is, how would we do this? Because this is a very vast syllabus, and I totally
Hmm.
agree with that. But what we'll do, so when a self-learning module happens at RiskUnsolvd, the way it happens is it happens on a very one-to-one basis, right? So it
Hmm.
is not that you will subscribe to the drive and then you are left on your own. No. So basically, it will be like this. You would require around, if I'm not mistaken, 3 to 4 months to complete this entire module end to end. When you are doing on a self-learning basis, it's like 100 hours of module, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Now, how do we go about doing this? So what we'll do over here is, so so let's say you are starting a module from 1st June. Okay, I'm just taking an example.
Hmm.
Now, from the you for the first from 1st to 10th June, you go through the videos. So you're not going through all the videos. So you and I will decide that in the next 2 weeks, that within the next 10 working days or whenever you get time, right? Over
Hmm.
the next 2 weeks, you will prepare or you will finish up to, let's say, the first 5 recordings. I'm just using an example. Okay.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
at
Got
the
it.
end of 2 weeks, what you will do is you will list down all your doubts, right? And
Hmm.
you can upload it on the Google Drive. So basically, we can create a folder over here at the end of for each of these portion. What we do is we can create and go out of this drive. I can
Hmm.
create a folder over here, or let's say a new folder here. I create a new folder which is IFRS 9 workshop 2021-09 questions and queries. So you can list down all your questions in a Excel sheet or in a you know in a
What file?
Word document or in a notepad, and you can upload that question with
Hmm.
the date, right? Let's say
Hmm.
we start on the first, and we meet every 2 weeks, right? So every month you have two, by norm you have two catch up sessions, two doubt clearing sessions. Now, if the doubts are not cleared within 2 sessions, we'll allot a third session to that. Or if you need anything on an urgent basis, we'll set up a direct call and we can work on that, right? So you'll put up this question over here on this drive, on this at this location, and when we meet together, I'll go through those questions, I'll have my answers, and I'll respond back. So basically, what I'll suggest is you put your questions in an Excel format so that writing the comment is very easy, right? So
Got it.
some question I can write my comment and keep it back over there, or we can sit down and we can discuss and we can clear them, right? So when the learning session begins, it will be a thoroughly guided learning session. So
Hmm.
while you see that there is a whole lot of videos, you are not left alone on that, right? So every Sunday, every 2 weeks on a Saturday or a Sunday, you will have a session allotted, let's say from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m., whereby we will I will sit down here, you will sit down here as well. Let's say if there are three other folks who are subscribing, so they will be there, and we will be clearing doubts of each of the students individually, right? So
Okay.
whenever you are having a doubt, you are listing it out, and everyone will be assigned the same set of videos for that week. Or if someone doing a different video set, so his doubts will be clarified separately. But in this entire process, there will be a hand holding session, right? Hand holding in the sense that I'll not be sitting in the class and teaching you everything, but you will be learning it at your end, and whatever doubts you have, we will be clearing it at regular intervals. If you require depending on your doubts, we can schedule some doubt clearing sessions over simultaneous weekends. Clear?
Got it. Got it. Okay.
So basically, the way it will go over here is that when you sit down, so once you start with the module, so we'll sit down and we'll decide that okay, there are these three videos. Uh, so let's say the first video is 2 hours 40 minutes. The second video is 2 hours 20 minutes, so that's nearly 5 hours of video.
Mm-hmm.
And over here you have 2.5 hours, so that's nearly 7.5 hours, right? So what we'll
Mm-hmm.
do is we'll divide these. So let's say we'll say that there are 17 videos. If we can finish three videos on a weekly basis, so basically at the end of 2 weeks, if we can finish off till video 6, 5 or
Mm-hmm.
6 videos, then it will take us around or three videos, then it will take us around 1.5 months to if every week I can finish three videos, it will take me around 1.5 month to finish off all the 17 and 19 videos, right? So
Uh-huh.
so three videos, so 6 videos in 2 weeks. After you finish the 6 videos, video wise you will list down your doubts, right, in an
Mm-hmm.
Excel, and we'll sit down and I'll clarify the doubts on an assigned date, right? So the next two
Okay.
weeks again, you do it till 12, and we'll clear the doubts, or you revise still 1 to 12, whatever doubts are remaining, we'll clarify it like that, right? So as you keep on progressing, you will have an idea that how the thing is evolving. So that's the way there will be a support session twice in a month, which will help you obtain guidance in getting your getting the things done, because I stress on the fact of completing this entire module, because
Hmm.
it will give you a hands-on idea as to how models are developed as well. So after this, from a stress testing profile, you can also interview yourself for a IFRS 9 model development
Okay. Okay. So
profile, right?
according I
Yeah,
progress learning the videos or going through the videos, like my idea or knowledge base about like how things work, like as of now, everything is like very haphazard to me, because
correct.
this
So
honestly
this
so many.
entire module will help you put your doubts in a structured manner. So it will help you think about IFRS 9 in a structured manner,
Okay, got it. Okay. Okay, sure, Tanmay, I'll let you know. And additionally, like one more question, uh,
yeah.
to increase my knowledge in PySpark and Python, is there any guidance available?
There is a guidance available on Python, right?
Okay, like
But
show me the
so
details of
Twinkle,
that.
it is still in progress, right? So I
Mhm.
will be finishing, because I have recorded the videos and I'm in the process of preparing the drive. Okay, so I'll show you what it is.
Yes, yes, sure, sure.
Yeah, I'll just. So I have a module. So I'm developing a module on Python, right?
Hmm.
Which is a video-driven module, right? With a Python notebook. Okay, so I'll just show you what is there till now. So there is an introduction to Python and numerical operators,
Hmm.
character function, variable assignment, local variables. So I have prepared. So I'm in the process of preparing uh, the module as of now, right? have not yet
It's not completed
finished
yet.
doing away till now. Yes, so I will be finishing it off by end of June. Right. So this module
Okay.
will be available as a self-learning module
And
with yeah.
Tanmada, what if you can just brief like what you are planning to add, what all topics you are planning to add?
So
Then
basically, I am trying to do this. I am trying to complete this. So this was initially introduced as a primer to the credit risk modeling module, but given the extent to which we are requiring this, and with the increasing use of Python in credit risk modeling, right? I am
hmm,
working towards building it as a full-fledged module, whereby I'll be talking about data extraction with SAS, an overview of Python, concepts of Python data frame, data preparation in Python, key Python libraries, and then developing the statistical methods in Python along with the machine learning frame or models.
and what about PySpark?
So PySpark will be incorporated as a part of this Python module. So basically, the
Okay,
basic
okay,
difference is that Python, creating data frames in Python using pandas and PySpark. Comparison between Python and PySpark. So basically, this will be in PySpark will be integrated into
integrate.
Python.
Let's show us how to incorporate PySpark while
So
we are using
basically, the way it will
Python,
happen is first, let's say a model is being developed in Python. Okay. Now,
right?
in Python, you use pandas to read the data set. Now, pandas is unable to read a very large data, let's say a data with 100 million or 300 million records. So that is where your PySpark comes into play, because PySpark has an inherent advantage of scaling up the data, right? So if you are deploying a Python model on an Azure or a AWS in a cloud, in an AWS over an AWS framework, then your Python will not be able to do that. That's where we will require PySpark, right? So
Yes,
that is the part that I am kind of working on. So basically, you will have in that module first the concepts of Python, and you will see how the data frame and everything is developed in Python. Then the next thing that you will see is how the things are developed using PySpark and what are the advantages that PySpark has. Let's say I'm doing a univariate analysis using Python. I'll show the same using PySpark, and I'll show the advantages and disadvantages of PySpark. Clear?
yes.
So this is yet work in progress because I'm working on these two modules currently on the credit risk and the IFRS9 module. So once I finish this from June, I will be kind of more focused on developing.
Okay, okay. So, like for me, Tanmoida, you will be suggesting as of now, like taking which course, the IFRS 9. For me, like I
Because you
told
are
you.
working on the IFRS9 side, Twinkle, I suggest you first complete the IFRS9 module. Take 3-4 months, right? Complete
Mhm.
this module because see, IFRS9 is IFRS9.
That's very
So
vast.
whether you
Yes,
know
that's.
Python or not, so Python is the software, right?
Mhm.
So what I suggest is you essentially first focus on IFRS9 because new work on IFRS9 is going to come in very soon, right? So
Mhm.
you can move from stress testing framework to a core model development framework.
Okay. Yes.
Because
Yes.
with all these banks collapsing and with the systemic risk increasing, impairments will be very soon be reconsidered by the banks, right? Like it was done during the COVID season. So therefore, I believe that it is important that you consider you first focus on IFRS9, finish of
Mhm.
IFRS9, the model development, everything. Once you have the hold on a regulation on the methodologies, then
Hmm.
you can move towards Python.
Okay. Okay. And what will be the like course fees?
So the module price is 16,500.
Okay, okay. And I believe you have provided me the account details and all. Okay, sure,
Yes.
Tanmaya. Then I'll let you know. Thank you for the session. Like it was
Sure.
very helpful.
Great. Great.
Yes. Okay, okay, okay. I'll let
So
you
thank
know.
you, Twinkle. Thank you for your time.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Thank you.